Commander of Endeavour assisting, making sure that the suits are okay. The two astronauts now ready to head outside. He's handed them off to astronaut Steve Robinson, a veteran astronaut and spacewalker who will choreograph their EVA from the flight deck of Endeavour. He's serving as the flight engineer throughout Endeavour's mission. He's also serving as the intravehicular crew member as the crew members now begin tonight's spacewalk. The official start time, 8:20 p.m. Central Time.
Okay, Steve, my safety tether anchor hook is closed and locked on the aft D-ring.
Copy that. You now have an option to release your left waist tether from where it is.
Okay.
And now you can relocate Nick's safety tether anchor from where it is to the forward airlock D-ring.
Okay, right.
Bob Benkin, the first crew member out of the hatch. He's wearing a spacesuit with a red stripe around the upper portion of the suit legs.
Ready to...
He is on his fifth spacewalk now. His previous spacewalks totaled 25 hours, 51 minutes. Nick Patrick heading out here shortly. He'll be completing his second spacewalk this evening. His first with Benkin 2 days ago lasted 6 hours, 32 minutes.
You have it? I have it. You have it. I have it ready to my mini workstation. I will release the rat. Stand by one bolt. I'm just securing our contingency bag here. This is Ammonia. Please. Okay, I'm ready for that red bolt. Okay, here it comes. Thank you. And I'm ready for you to come out when Steve is. Thank you, both.
Steve's ready.
Steve, 5 seconds out from the airlock D-ring extender. Removing my local tether. And out I go.
Yep, go to Ingress, Nick.
Thank you, sir.
Endeavour on the big loop. Expect the bat volt decay on EV1 in 5 minutes.
EV1 copy.
And Nick Patrick now out of the hatch. He will be distinguishable by his suit with no markings on it. So the two astronauts now out will soon be translating over the top of the airlock. Node 1, which is named Unity, over to Tranquility, the newest component of the International Space Station delivered on this mission.
Level cover is closed. Steve, I'm at handrail 665. About to put down my crew lock bag.
That sounds good. Put that down and then I'll take we'll go to the APFR first and then
That'll deconflict my safety tether from Bob, so that's a great idea. Okay, Steve, my left glove is good. And my right glove is good.
Copy, glove inspection, EV1. All right, with that now you're cleared over to the MLI work area starting gap spanners.
Copy that, Steve. Thank you.
Your first handrail target when you get over there, Bob, is going to be 111 to 110. Actually, just 111.
Heading it inside, I must say. Okay. Thanks for the patience, both.
This is a good opportunity to see the size of the International Space Station relative to the spacewalkers. That's just one module that Nick Patrick just translated across a grapple fixture. The far distance in the lower right is the Russian segment of the International Space Station. Strategically located all over the outside of the International Space Station are sockets, special sockets that were designed into the modules, known as worksite interfaces, or WIFs by their acronym. They allow for the installation of foot restraints, and as you see, the foot restraints already in place. That will assist and stabilize a crew member during various tasks. Their first task is to basically lay out some what's known as MLI, multi-layer insulation. That insulation will be used to wrap around the ammonia lines once they are installed. So the first task is to basically set the stage for the insulation. So they'll be laying that out ahead of the actual installation of the ammonia lines. This insulation later will be wrapped around those lines to protect them from the thermal excursions on the outside of the station during its travels around the Earth.
MLI bag.
As Bob Benkin and Nick Patrick set up for their first task of laying out the insulation that will be used to protect the ammonia lines once they are installed. We heard just a moment ago Station Commander Jeff Williams reporting back that he removed the two bolts that up in the area where the cupola interfaces with node 3, the Tranquility node. That cupola will be relocated, and ahead of that a protective insulation cover is supposed to be installed. There was some interference noted yesterday, and he told the ground just a moment ago he's taken some pictures. He'll send those to the ground so engineers can look at those, and he thinks that the cover should be able to be installed with some fairly tight margins, but he thought that that would not be a factor. One of the other concerns was once the cupola was detached from its current location, would it be able to be relocated securely to its permanent home? And he thought that even with tight margins that should be the case. So the bottom line is we'll wait and see what the engineering community reports back after looking at the photos that Jeff Williams took and his own assessment of whether or not that thermal cover can be installed properly ahead of the cupola's relocation. The International Space Station and Space Shuttle Endeavour have just about to move into an orbital sunset, tracking northeasterly across the southern Pacific Ocean, just about to cross the coastline of western coastline of South America.
Thank you. All right. You're welcome.
Sunrise in 5 minutes.
Thanks, Steve.
1 hour, 12 minutes into the spacewalk, coming up on sunrise as the International Space Station and Space Shuttle Endeavour head easterly across Europe. The two spacecraft will move into an orbital sunrise as they head down across portions of southern Russia.
I don't need to turn this above anymore.
They're in the process now of stretching out the coolant lines, the ammonia lines that stretch from the Destiny laboratory to the new Tranquility node. Once those are installed, they will secure them and also protect them with the insulation blankets for the to be able to handle the thermal excursions. They'll then be pressurized, which will allow the ammonia to flow through those lines.
Once I pick an orientation, Bob, well, actually, I'll just put it through the gap spanner, and then we'll see how the orientation works out for whichever one of us does it.
Well, why don't we take just a second to roughly hold it into position.
Okay. I'm going to hold my end. I'm about, it's about 180 out. The shortest route for me to get it to the mating orientation with M1 on the lab, Bob, is this way.
Okay, and I think that's okay. I've kind of got the line routed the direction that I think that it goes, and I'm going to secure the midpoint at this point.
Okay, and I'm going to put it through gap spanner Bravo then. Okay.
The International Space Station and Space Shuttle Endeavour complex tracking southeasterly across are headed toward the north-central coastline of Australia.
Line number 1, let's do it again for line number 2, starting with the inspection.
Roger that.
How you doing, Nick?
Well, I'm glad I got nearly going the caps. Cap 1 came off really easily. The cap on M2 requires maximum force from 2 hands.
And so, Nick, what I found on the M2 cap is that it started to get a little bit stiff in the loosening direction, and so I took it back tight just a little bit, and then it came off smoothly.
Thank you. I'll try that. It's even tighter going back on, Bob. I'm reluctant to go any further in that direction. But thank you for the suggestion.
And Bob, looks like you're heading up to the fin stringer. That looks pretty well routed.
I am. I've got the caps removed, and on the adjustable, headed back to the crew lock bag. And like I said, it will go in the bag once I can open the door after I've got the other 2 caps.
That sounds like a great plan. All right, Nick, push the bail forward, significant force while pushing the button. Then move the bail aft, checking that the forward white band is visible and the button has popped up.
Okay.
Three hours, 19 minutes into the spacewalk, the crew was just told that the ground is about 5 minutes away from being ready for the EVA crew members, Bob Benkin and Nick Patrick, to open the QDs, the quick disconnects, to allow ammonia to flow. The ground has to verify that the external thermal control system, Loop A, has been shut down before the crew members are given a go to flow the ammonia. And the coastline of Australia coming into view 225 miles beneath the International Space Station, Space Shuttle Endeavour, and 2 roaming satellites on the outside of the complex, Bob Benkin and Nick Patrick, as they wrap up the task of insulation protection around the ammonia lines. Internal activation of the Tranquility module continues. The crew confirms, and the ground as well, that the lights are on in the module. So most of the procedures are going very smoothly internally, while the spacewalk continues outside.
The one part of this blanket that is not silver side out is where the main piece of the lab trousers, as it were, turns into the lab hood here between Velcro tabs 3 and 4. I have a kind of on-the-spot solution that I think will fold that in half It would require about 5 minutes work, and I would not be ready to do it till, I could probably do it, I could do it now actually, while Bob's working. Can I describe it to you?
Houston, if you copied Nick's words, I'm kind of hoping that's not required.
Checking.
Thanks, Houston. Bob, I see you there at number 3 and working on the fasteners.
That's affirmative, Steve. Thank you.
Looks like an alignment challenge.
Oh, for me, yeah.
Actually, for Bob.
Oh. I'm also going to check the O-ring.
And the station flight control team giving the crew the good news that cooling is flowing into the new module, Tranquility. The team seeing the temperatures drop in the node, so the ammonia lines obviously working properly.
Roger that. First pole, 8 turns, 4.9, green light. Copy.
Approaching 4 hours, 30 minutes into the spacewalk, all going very smoothly. In fact, Bob Benkin should be wrapping up all of the tasks that he's scheduled for.
Okay, Steve, I'm at the cover 4 location.
That was good, Nick. Got you on camera. I'm sorry, Bob.
Yeah, we're not dressed much different today. Full pauses the pull test. Steve?
Take it, Nick.
I guess we'll bring the next one out on EVA3.
And Steve, a good quarter turn buckle test on gap spanner number 3 here.
Stevie Ray, we think Nick's cleanup is going to be very quick. We think he has time for another handrail or two.
Let's make it 1, since that's all he has left.
Dive down to 1, so thank you, Houston. I will put that in work.
All right, sounds
And
good.
Steve, I'll start heading back to
Bob,
the
that sounds great. Heading back to the airlock. If you have a chance to use your camera, a good thing to do, too.
I will.
Almost going into the sunset here.
that I am closed and locked onto the D-ring extender.
This is Mission Control Houston. As you can see, the spacewalkers moving back into the Quest airlock. Mission Specialist Nicholas Patrick and Bob Bacon having finished all their tasks on this spacewalk, despite coming in a little early to make sure that they have plenty of time to deal with safety procedures as a result of possible contamination of ammonia on Mission Specialist Nicholas Patrick's spacesuit. The crew is 5 hours and 26 minutes into today's spacewalk, scheduled to be 6.5 hours, but despite the shortened amount of time they were staying out, again, were able to get all of their tasks completed. Patrick finished up by installing 8.
Hey, Nick, here comes just a bag there.
8 handrails on the exterior of Tranquility, as well as installing a depress valve that will allow the cupola to be depressurized before it's moved into its permanent home on the Earth-facing side of Tranquility later in the mission.
Nick, when you're ready, you can give Bob a go to relocate your safety tether anchor.
Bob, you have a go to do that.
Okay, you can take Nick's safety tether anchor to the airlock D-ring extender, Bob.
Okay, that can work. And that's complete, Steve. And again, I can verify that I am closed and locked onto the D-ring extender.
Thank you, Bob. Given that, you can release your safety tether from the aft airlock D-ring and put it on your mini workstation.
Okay, that can work.
Nick, when you're all situated in there, you can give Bob a go to Ingress.
Bob, you have a go to Ingress. I've done the best I can with the bags for you. My left arm is across the airlock a bit, holding the bags down, so slowly with your feet, and we'll probably deconflict naturally.
Okay, and your feet seem a little bit low to me here.
How's that?
Bob Bacon now making his way inside the Quest airlock as well. Bacon's last task of the spacewalk was the installation of some thermal insulation covers on trunnions that secured Tranquility inside the payload bay of Endeavour on the way into space. He too finished all of his scheduled tasks for today's spacewalk, putting the 2 spacewalkers in a good place for the 3rd spacewalk of the mission scheduled 2 days from now.